In the last video, we designed the left and the apps panel. Let us continue designing the next panel in this video. If you have not seen the first part of this video, please check it out. I have put the link in description. Do subscribe for more videos. Without wasting further time, let's start designing. Let us now design the tile panel. Copy the label, and paste it at the top of the tile panel. Adjust its position and align it with controls in the top. Change the text of the label in the Properties tab. The labels used in the tile panel would be used to describe the application tiles. Copy the label again and position it aside the other label. Change the text of the label copied as we did for the previous one. Now, go to the toolbox, select and drag a button into the panel. This would act as a tile. To resize the button and make it look like a tile, let us change some of its properties. The border property is set to 0 so that the button doesn't show any border. We choose the common font Sego UI as we did for the other panels. Next, let us make the text alignment of the button bottom left to give a realistic look. Change the size property to the size of a long tile. Let's copy the button and resize it. Now we keep on copying the buttons and aligning it in the required area. We design this same like the Windows 10 Start menu. To make it realistic, we have three types of buttons. First, a long button, second a square-sized button, next, a small square button. Each has its own size. We randomly place each type of buttons to give our menu a nice look and feel. We also part the buttons as different groups and label it differently. We still didn't make it flat for the sake of visibility. We would first set the tiles, adjust their positions and then copy them all and change it to flat style in common. Because of selecting a new button for the small size type, its property wouldn't be common with the other buttons. We would afterwards change their properties to make them similar. For now, let's concentrate on designing the tiles and placing them in a random position. Select all the buttons, and our plan is to make the buttons flat styled. Let us change it to flat. And to give a tip, when two controls of different properties are selected, the value area would be empty, even if we have already set the property. Cross-check all the properties, change the required properties which are common to all the tiles. The small buttons still have borders because we didn't set its border property to 0. We would change it later. For now, let us copy a label and paste it in top of another group of buttons. We randomly set the background color for the tiles as we did for the picture boxes in Apps panel. In my instance, I give colors like black, blue, dark gray, light gray, dark pink, white and green. You can set your own colors to give your tiles a customized look. As we said earlier, let us change the border property of the small buttons. We have set all its properties to make it look like a tile in the Start menu. Now let us start setting icons in the tiles. In my case, I have downloaded the icons already. You can use the Icons 8 app to get these icons in the required size. I have put the link in the description below. For now, I would set images in 2 of my tiles and skip the rest. Next, we start changing the text in the buttons to the respective application names. For creativity, I have left some of the apps unnamed like Photoshop, Premiere Pro and Microsoft applications. I have also changed the font size and color for some applications whose names are lengthy and have a white background. Feel free to change those options to give a better look. We change the position of this group and make it more closer and realistic. We make this group midway to the buttons in left and make it resemble the Start menu. We now make a change in the label text. We have left the names of the buttons below unchanged. We would change it later. For now, the tile panel has been completely designed. Check the properties once to confirm that we have correctly designed. Next, let us start designing the sub-panel. Go to the toolbox, search for a panel, select and drag it to the form. Keep the panel selected, go to the Properties menu, and change its name to Power. Then, change its font to Now, before designing the Power panel, let us change the text of the tiles left unnamed. In the Properties of Power panel, change the style to Fixed Single to give a border around it. Then, change the location and the size of the panel to set it near to the Power button. Let us now select a picture box and a button from the Apps panel and set it in the Power panel. Align them to fit the panel. Go and change its size in the Properties tab. Again, paste the copied controls in the Power panel. We need 3 buttons in total. Start aligning them so that it has the same width and height. Align the picture boxes to the left. Again, select the buttons and change its left padding to 50. That makes the text neatly aligned to the picture boxes. Now let us change the button text to the respective option names. It would act as a sub-menu to the Power button. It would contain the sleep, shut down and restart options. Let us change the icons of picture boxes. Now we are done designing all the panels. To make the design more interesting, let us add a tooltip to the left panel. Go to the toolbox, search for a tooltip, and drag it to the form. It would not be visible in the form. Rather, it would be viewed at the bottom. Some controls are of this type. In its properties, change its background and forecolor. You could change it to any color you want. To link the tooltip with the buttons in left panel, select the button, and in the Properties tab there would be a lightning-like symbol. They are called events. Select that and search for mouse hover event. Inside the mouse hover block we start coding. First, use the set tooltip method to link the tooltip with the button. It also holds a message that will display in the tooltip. Select the mouse hover event for the other buttons like we did for the first one. As the code is similar with all the buttons, let us copy the code and paste it into every block of other buttons. Now just edit the button names and the message it displays. After editing all the code for tooltip, go to the design, click the power button twice to open its code. This is the default event of button which when clicked executes the code in it. We create an if-else block which checks the visibility property of the power panel to be true or false. If it is true, we change it to false. If it is false we change it to true. Now we have done with the coding too. Select the power panel, go to its properties and search for its visibility property. As we load our start menu the power panel shouldn't be visible. So, change the value to false. For selecting the buttons behind the power panel, Send the panel to back for time being. Now select all the buttons and picture boxes of the apps panel. Change its mouse down back color property to the same as its back color. Now bring the power panel back to its original place again. Also select the buttons of power panel, set its mouse down back color like we did before. Now do the same for buttons in the left panel. You can also select all the buttons in one go and change their property. Our design and code is fully complete. Now let us run our application. We have successfully designed our application. The tiles and the list of apps are similar to the start menu. Our power panel is also working good. The tooltip has also come out successfully. Now, let us position it in the place of the start menu. Select Form 1 in the Properties list, search for the Location property, change its height to 240. Then change the start position to manual. If you leave it by center screen, the Location property won't work. Now let us run our application and compare it with the Windows 10 Start menu. It almost resembles the Start menu. That's it for the design. See you in the next video. If you like the design, leave a like, and do subscribe for more videos.